host of Gallivanting Like a Royal and the founder of gallivantinglikearoyal.com, coming to you from Paris, France. As you can see in the background, the Eiffel Tower. It will light up as when it gets a little bit darker, and it sparkles. Also, about 1 a.m. it goes off and it's completely dark through the night. I just want to give you some travel tips if you're flying from the East Coast of the USA over to Paris. Number one is look for area airports other than your default airport. You may have to drive 2 hours or 3 hours to a different one, but usually they have cheaper airfare. Saves money, which is a big thing in my book. Okay, we like to travel, not spending so much money. Also, if you're flying across the pond and let's say you have a connection at, like I did in London, Heathrow, and your airline cancels your connecting flight at the last minute, what do you do? Well, here's what we did. British Airways canceled our flight from London to Paris at the last minute. And scrambling to try to get another flight on a holiday weekend was nearly impossible. So they were like, okay, we can fly later and get you there the next day. No, that's not going to work for me. I paid for a hotel. Even though I have travel insurance, it was a non-refundable price. So you get a better deal by doing that. But if you change it tells you plainly no changes. So if you book a non-refundable fare, check with the hotel and say, well, what if my flight's delayed? Even though I lose that one night that I paid for that room, can I still check in and keep the remainder of my stay? That's a big thing to check. Also, you definitely need travel insurance. And day two, you need to stay tuned for day two tomorrow. It includes a trip to the emergency room in Paris. So you definitely want to hear that. Also, if you're interested in my caregiving tips, dementia caregiver tips, my dementia diaries as I call them, because Lady Lexie flew with me. You need to tune in to Duchess DJ Love to hear those tips, because what all we've encountered. Okay, another travel tip, always pack snacks to take with you and stay hydrated on that flight. Especially when you're flying 6 to 8 hours, maybe longer, you will need to stay hydrated. Yes, you may have to get up and go to the restroom, but it keeps you feeling well. And when you get to your destination, you're not tired, sluggish, and feeling run down from lack of water, because it makes your head hurt. So you might want to take an aspirin to help with that. Let's see what else I can tell you. Oh, since my BA flight in London was canceled, like I told you, I didn't want to arrive the next day. What did I do? Since I had lots of luggage with me and Lexie, because we were in Paris for over a week, we hailed us a taxi, took us to the St. Pancras station where you can take the Eurostar from London to Paris, which we did. Again, travel insurance will cover that because BA canceled our flight. Also, British Airways, as I call BA, will give me a refund, and they will give me some bonus points or something because they messed up my itinerary. And for loyalty and everything, they want to show good faith. They always give you some bonuses if you email customer service and say, hey, you caused me a lot of inconvenience here. I have a dementia traveler with me. You really messed up her day. You got to give them the sad story here and put it on them. It's their fault, okay? And your travel insurance will reimburse you. They'll reimburse you for whatever cost that you may have incurred. Like we had a taxi fare and then our Eurostar passes. Thank you, travel insurance. You don't never know if you need it, but you do. And medical is covered with your travel insurance. So thank God we had it, because emergency room visit took place on day two. Tune in tomorrow for day two. Okay, now getting back to my travel tips again. If your airline does cancel your flights and have to rebook you, and let's say you're okay with the overnight stay, they have to give you, cover your room for the night, unless it's weather. And if it's weather, they're off the hook. But if it's any other reason, they have to give you room and board and some food and transportation to get there. I did find out with British Airways, it wasn't due to weather why my flight was canceled. So if I had stayed overnight, they were going to put me up in a hotel. They were going to give me a food voucher and provide transportation costs back and forth. Okay, but then that's a hassle, right? That's a hassle. Okay, here's another thing. Since I decided I wasn't going to stay with them and let them hold my bags overnight or put me on a different flight, I had to retrieve my luggage. Here's the thing. It takes at least 45 minutes. Remember that, 45 minutes at least. Also, you only have someone escort you out of the airport if you decide not to fly every hour on the hour. So if at 1:30 you decide that you're not going to fly and you want your luggage, well, you have to wait at least at 2 o'clock for someone to escort you out. It takes 45 minutes at least to get your luggage. So the best thing to do is go at the next hour, say 2 o'clock, tell them, hey, I want my luggage, escort me out at 3. That gives you a chance to go get you a snack in the airport or rest or do something. So that's my travel tips from day. So stay tuned tomorrow for day 2 adventures, and tune in to Duchess DJ Love YouTube channel to find out my dementia caregiving tips, which you want to hear. Mwah! Javier Paris. Bonjour.